Emily, and I'd like to demonstrate today some tools that you can use on an interactive whiteboard in a classroom setting. The first tool I'd like to demonstrate is an attendance tool. As students walk into the classroom, they'll see their name on the board. They can walk up and click the appropriate box. As you can see, the box disappears. As the rest of the class comes in, the whole screen disappears. Behind the attendance list, I've chosen to include a message. The message I've written here is that I'll be teaching a grade 2 math lesson with the objective to use base 10 blocks on place value mats to represent 2-digit numbers. Obviously, you can put any message behind the attendance list, whether it's the lesson of the day, a motivational quote, or an image for the students. As you can see, I've included an object behind my attendance list. What I've done with this object is linked it to an introductory video of my lesson. This is a great introductory video on YouTube that you can find of place values for tens and ones. Once the video is complete, you just close the screen and move on to your next slide. As you can see here, I've created my own place value mat of tens and ones. The first tool I've included are 2 dice, one with digits and one with dots. Students can come up and roll the dice to get certain values.
1.
Other tools I've included on my mat are the infinite cloning tools of a 10 block and a 1 piece. Once the students have rolled the die, they can see that the 1 means that they need one group of 10. So they go to their infinite cloner tool and pull in one group of 10 to their tens column. On the one side, they've rolled a 2. They pull in 2 cubes. Once students have included their shapes, they can use the pen tool on our interactive whiteboard to write the digital numbers, to write the digits. So one group of 10 is 10, and 2 ones is 2. Adding them together, we have 12. The great thing about representing our numbers this way is that we're differentiating our lesson in the way that our numbers are represented. Students have a visual representation as well as a numerical representation in the extended format. The die are great because it motivates students to come up and participate in our lesson. To ensure that the whole class is included in this, I would provide place value mats for each student at their workstation with their own blocks of tens and ones. This shows that the interactive whiteboard is a tool in itself. It's not the end-all. You are able to use tools at the student workstations as well as the interactive whiteboard itself. So now I want to clear my chart. I can use the erase tool on the board to circle my text and tap the middle to get rid of all of it. To get rid of my objects, I simply can select and drag to my trash tool. If I have multiple objects, I can drag and select multiple objects and pull them to my trash bin. As you can see, my mat is now clear. As a teacher, I can continue my guided practice, or I can now use this as an independent station for students to come up and practice on their own. Moving on to my next slide. This is a great self-evaluation or class evaluation for students using the balloon tool. The balloons present our numbers, and by clicking them, it reveals the answer of our 10 digits and our 1 digits. You can do this with more examples as your lesson goes on. Moving to our final slide, I like to come back to a tool that the students are very familiar with and can use with ease. The tool, as you can see, is our attendance list again. However, instead of using it as attendance, I'm using it as a quick formative assessment tool. At the end of the lesson or end of the day, as students are cleaning up at their desks, they can come over to me as a teacher when they're ready, and I can ask them a quick question. For example, if Amy's ready to go, she'll come to me and I'll say, Amy, can you represent 45 in tens and ones? She'll answer me appropriately. She'll come over to the board and click her name. She's got her pass out of the lesson. All students would do this as a quick formative assessment, and it's a great tool as me as a teacher to see where my students place in the class. Again, the whole whole board disappears with this tool. Behind it, all students have earned their pass out of the lesson. For the purpose of my video here today, I would include a list of the tools that I've used. I hope what I've demonstrated here today helps and you can use some of these in your own classroom. Thank you.